I hope this is on. Hello, hello. I hope this is on. Hello. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to figure this out. First time, actually, second time streaming. I was streaming last night. I'm trying to figure it out. So we're gonna start with this video. I hope you can see this. Marvel vs. Comicsgate parody skit.
Itchy runs afoul of an Irishman. Look out, Itchy! He's Irish! Come on, Itchy! Kill him! Kill that guy!
Comic book industry.
Look at that fat oaf. That's Teddy Roosevelt.
So Comicsgate has won. We have won over the crazed SJWs and Marvel Comics and Image, IDW. All these companies that have gone woke in comic book publishing. We have won. We are the best. And you know, it's pretty sad. It just took 4 years. 4 years of terrible comics. And that's all it took. I mean, you can blame the coronavirus. You can blame whoever you want to blame. But the comic book industry, they just thought they were invincible. You know, they could make all these woke books, have left-wing politics, block customers, and you know, there's no consequences. Of course, there's consequences. Look how much money that IndieGoGo is doing. With so IndieGoGo has basically all the Comicsgate books. Kickstarter has more of the left-wing politic kind of comics. But IndieGoGo is kind of like conservative books, I guess, or whoever is in Comicsgate. But if we look at like January numbers, you know, there's 1,800 comic shops, so like 100, what is that, like 100? So Wonder Woman, it was 163.77. So each comic book shop got 92 copies. That's a lot at $10 each. You know, we have the only thing that really was selling for Diamond Comics in terms of shipping is like key issues like number 750 or number 1. That's why Marvel always does these number 1s, because they can jack up the price to $4.99, and then people buy it because they know it's a collector's item, right? Like, why does Guardians of the Galaxy need to be remade into a number 1? There's been hundreds of issues. Why isn't it just issue 205 or whatever? Or even Batman. How many Batman comics has there been? Like Amazing Spider-Man. God, Amazing Spider-Man's gone... There's probably 800 issues or something, right? So why do we have to keep going back to number 1? Well, it becomes the collectors. Marvel's X, number 1. And then if we... So look at Thor was number 1 at 158. Thor was number 1 at 158,000. And then Thor number 2. Where's Thor number 2? Thor number 3. Where's number 2? Maybe... That's weird. What? We just skipped number 2? Anyway, number 3 is 48,000. Wow. You know, they all they can sell is the number 1s, and then by number 3 it's like halved. Like Gwen Stacy at 68,000. By number 3 it's probably gonna be at 30,000. Wolverine 1 at 190,000. That's gonna be at like 60,000 by number 3. It's like the only thing they can sell is these number 1s. Or variants, all the variant covers. Like, that's the other thing they're doing a lot of, is the variant covers. You know, this is New Comic Book Day for 2 days from now. And we have, like, Dynamite is probably the worst at this right now. Like, look at all these variants from Dynamite. They only have, like, 7 series or something, but there's like 7 variants of each comic. You know, Dying is Easy has 4 variants. Why? Why? My Little Pony has 3 variants. TMNT has 3. Terminator vs. Transformers has 4. Transformers Galaxies number 6 has 3. Why? Like, it's just a random issue. Hellions has 6. Immortal Hulk is 9 covers on a 33, because that's like a... Oh, it's one of the like key issues or whatever, or key numbers. Wolverine 2, 5, X-Men Fantastic Four number 3 is 4 variants. Exo Man of War from Valiant Comics has 6 variants. Valiant has very low share of the business, and they're doing 6 variants on one comic. So this Immortal Hulk number 33 it's the 750th issue. So you know, they're marking it with special occasion. We'll do variants. Well, here's how the variants work. So a comic book store has to buy 10 of a comic to get the number 10 variant, and then they have to buy 25 to get the you know, whatever the next class up is on variant. And they have to buy 50 of them, and then they get another. It's like it's kind of like, it's predatory, you know. It's predatory business doing things like this, where you're just you're like forcing comic book shops to keep buying and buying and buying their inventory just so they can get that one variant that like they sell for what, $10 instead of $3.99. I mean, it's really isn't really worth it. I don't know if it's worth it, honestly. Because look how many, if you've gone to a comic book shop recently, there's been so many, like, the stacks are thick, and it's thick of back issues, like from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but it's also thick of back issues from even 3 years ago. And they can't sell these comics. They have to like put them in a dollar bin or a quarter bin or whatever just to get rid of them. They cost about $2 each to buy. So if you're like basically blackmailed into getting the variants, you have to buy like 25. You have to pay, the comic book shop has to pay $50 of cost to get one like rare variant. It's kind of dumb. And I can see having like an A or cover B, like just 2 variants. That makes a lot more sense to me. You can get like the standard, let's check out this Red Hood one. You can just get like a standard issue or standard cover on like the regular issue, and then the variant you can get something like this, which is like a character piece. This is a character piece. It had like a small title in the top left-hand corner. That's fine. I'm fine with like 2 variants, but like, look how many variants is on this. Red Sonja and Vampirella Meet Betty and Veronica, number 10. Just some random number 10 issue. And we have 16 variants. Why? I don't get it. Why do you need so many variants? And then you open, because the thing about covers is that they're usually nicer than the inside of the book. So they're like, it's really just for the CG seeing and like or framing it or whatever. Like the fans of Kiss will buy all these Kiss zombie books, right? Oh, we have this person on the cover. We have this person on the cover. It's like, it's not selling comics. Like, yeah, is this cool to have on the cover? Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's $50, see? So, somewhere along the lines of the last like 5 years, we got away from writing good stories, and it's all just about what's on the cover. Like, you go to Newsarama and it's like, oh, we got all these variant covers. It's, well, it has to, what is the book about? Okay, you can show us all these covers, but does this sell your book? I don't know. I guess that's the wrong one to pick. Like Deja Thoris. Number 4 has 5 variants, and one of them is worth $100. Like, and then you open the book, and the art is less quality than the cover stock. It's kind of weird. What comes first should be the book. I mean, that's the thing that people remember. If we go back to the 90s, that's what people remember is the books, right? And like the Venom and Spider-Man comics from the mid 80s, late 90s, early 90s, that whole storyline with like Venom and Carnage, like that kind of stuff will never be told ever again. Like, it's like the people in charge today of writing comics, especially in Marvel, DC, they're just not capable of writing such a story, and it's pretty sad. That's kind of where we are today, is they're focusing on all their left-wing politics, and then we throw in all the variant covers, and we don't really care what's in the book at all. And that's how comic book shops are full to the roof of issues that they can't sell. They sell the key issues. They sell Batman 90 when you introduce a new character. But a Plastic Man series, a Gwen Stacy series, like, no one cares. Mary Jane, the Amazing Mary Jane, no one cares. Just gonna sit there and sit there and sit there, and it's not collectible because no one cares. It doesn't have that weight of being something old like the 90s comics do. Like, I recently bought a couple 90s comics, and it was a Gambit one and a Elektra and a Catwoman one as well. And there's just something nostalgia about them because the 90s were amazing. But like today's world, like nothing's really collectible. Comics aren't collectible today unless it's like, Wonder Woman 750 or Batman 90 when we have a new character or whatever. And so that means there's way too many comics. Gosh. Like Image, Dark Horse, they have Marvel and DC. They have way too many. They just have way too many comics, and it's called flooding the shelves. They want, oh, we got this series from this person, this and this and this, and it's like, it's way too many. Just Marvel should have like 50 ongoing series. DC maybe 40. Image maybe 20 of them. IDW 10. I mean, just focus on 10 or something. But they basically killed the comic book shops. I know that the virus going around has hurt them pretty bad. But in general, they just basically, they don't have the cash flow. They've got $50,000 worth of comics that they can't sell, that they're invested in, right? That $2 each. Whether it's back issues or current stuff from the last couple of years, they just can't sell it. So you got all that dead money that they could use right now, right, to pay their staff, to pay the bills, to pay the rent, whatever, that they can't now because everything's on lockdown and they're losing money because they still have to pay their rent or whatever, or, in the future they'll get money from the government, whatever. It's not now, right? They need this money now. And not having a return policy from like Marvel Comics and DC in particular is embarrassing. Like, own up to your work. You're the one flooding the shelves. Marvel Comics, you're the one that has 47% of the share of books, but have like 39% of the sales. So how does that work? You're overproducing. What is it? Overproducing like 10%, 20%? Yeah, you're like overproducing by like 20%. And you thought, Marvel in particular, thought that the good times will last forever. The economy is amazing and we're just gonna last forever, right? We can continue to give stuff to Vita Ayala and Tess Fowler and all these weirdos. Who did they give Gwenpool to? They gave they gave Deadpool. Gave Deadpool to some terrible writer. I forget her name. We'll look it up right now. Kelly Thompson. Yeah. She's the SJW queen at Marvel. Look, Captain Marvel. Terrible. Nobody cares. Jessica Jones. Nobody cares. Sabrina. Nobody cares. Star. Nobody cares. Captain Marvel. Nobody cares. Deadpool. Why? She's not funny. Why would you put her on Deadpool? Hawkeye series that was bad. Jessica Jones series that was bad. Mr. and Mrs. X, which was okay. Rogue and Gambit, which was okay. West Coast Avengers was terrible. 8.6? No, it wasn't 8.6. She is terrible. Kelly Thompson is terrible. And let's give her Deadpool. Seriously, it's amazing. And now we've come to this. Diamond Comics Just be back one sec. Come to this. Diamond Comic Distributors, Inc. Diamond stops shipping comics to stores as shelter-in-place orders sweep the nation. Yeah, when you have a pandemic, the first thing that goes is the movies, comic books, clothing. If it's not food, I mean, people are going to give it up. And now that cities and states are on lockdown, like, when are comic book shops going to open again? You might be able to get your comics this Wednesday, but you're not going to get them ever again. Maybe. I mean, could be 6 months. I don't know. It says Diamond has officially announced that they will cease comic book distribution to stores due to the coronavirus pandemic. This is an enormous blow to the direct market and will more than likely hit comic book fans hard. Diamond is the largest distributor of comics in North America, including exclusive arrangements with Marvel Comics and so on. Diamond will be shut down for the foreseeable future, and they do not have a date when they'll return. The company has announced they'll continue to ship what is currently in its warehouse, but they will not accept any new upcoming orders. So I'm not really sure what that means. I think that basically means whatever is for New Comic Book Day on Wednesday, March 25th, right? Yeah, March 25th. That's it. I mean, they don't have anything else. They're not getting new stuff. And the CEO says, as everyone knows, the world faces ever-increasing challenges related to COVID-19. Its effects on the comics and collectibles and tabletop gaming industry have been felt far and wide. We are hearing from thousands of retailers. There's 1,800 official comic book stores. They can no longer service their, and then there's like tabletop games and stuff too. So it's like 3,000 maybe. Customers that they have in the past may be forced to close by government action or result to in-person or curbside delivery. Even those still open are seeing reduced foot traffic. Yeah. While our distribution centers in New York, California, Pennsylvania were all closed late last week. So if the distribution centers are closed, then it's over. How do they just, 3 months from now, they're just, we're back in business. No, like, the comic book shops don't have any money. Like, their revenue is probably less than a cafe. Tell your local cafe that isn't chained if they can close for 2 weeks and survive. Like, it's tough. And that's coffee. This is comic books. They don't make a lot of money. I would say they make... I would say a comic book shop makes maybe $10,000 a week in sales. So like $500,000 a year. It's not that much. And, if in theory it's all new comics, half is cost of goods sold, owner gets salary, manager, full-timer gets salary. Like, there's nothing left. You pay taxes, you pay rent. There's nothing left. There's no profit. And they've already bought all these books, right? They have so many books in these stores and toys and everything that's not selling. There's kind of been a crash in the toy market as well. So they're just hoarding all this stuff, and then they can't have, and their sales are flatlined for a month. Like, it's over. I don't know where to go with it. But interesting thing is we got this thing called IndieGoGo, and it's great if you're part of Comicsgate and you follow Ethan and your boy Zach and John Malin and everybody in Comicsgate, but you don't have to be in Comicsgate either to enjoy these comics. Like, look at this is your boy Zach at Comics Matter on YouTube, and this guy wants to sell you product. He's not gonna shame you for your beliefs. This guy's a conservative, but he's not like, oh, you have to agree with whatever everything I say. That's what the Marvel people do. That's what some people at DC do. That's what almost everyone at Image does. They're all identitarians. You have in fascists, basically. You have to do what they want, or else you're something wrong with you. Well, maybe there's something wrong with you. He's got 906 backers for 34,000 Canadian. The book is $22, and I think it's like 50 pages or something. This is the one problem she can't wash her hands of. Pandemic. Maya Rodriguez. Your World Now. These guys are making their own comics. With, the art looks great. There's tons of talented people in Comicsgate that are on IndieGoGo. And it's not just like... there's some pretty big numbers here, like Earthworm Jim, Icarus and the Sun, Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog Blood Honey, Jawbreakers, Cyberfrog 2, Wreck Planet from Ethan Van Sciver, Red Rooster, Bigfoot Bill. There's your boy Zach has the Expendables Go to Hell. Some of these have ended already though. Cyberfrog, Unforgettable Tales, Forgettable Tales, Starblades. I mean, this one looks cool. Iron Sights, Lone Star, Blade Devil. Like, these are very high quality. She, Return of the Warrior. There's a lot of good creators in Comicsgate and on IndieGoGo. You don't have to just buy Marvel, DC comics. Like, there's a lot of, like, look how cool this looks. By Billy Tucci. He's like a 90s artist. There he is there. Like, this is just classic, like, 90s art. Beautiful. This is better art than Marvel right now. Look at the Starblades. Look how cool this looks. Cal Ritter is an amazing colorist. And this looks really cool. Again, this is better art than Marvel right now. There's people in Comicsgate who could work at Marvel if they actually hired the best people, which they don't. Did you know that you can't even apply to work at Marvel? That's how, they pick you, and they pick you based on your identity and your beliefs. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. Look how cool this looks. Character's got like kind of a Mega Man look, 90, obviously it's a woman with very large breasts. But, we got this one cover where she is topless. I mean, this is sweet. This is Comicsgate. This is like quality books at good prices, especially if you're in America. And high quality art, and then there'll be like volume 1, volume 2, like they're just gonna keep, you got your like 30 different ideas, and then you're just gonna have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. Instead of this like Marvel flood to shelf shit where it's like, oh, every character gets a book, every character we have gets a book. Like, no, that's not how it works. There's no Starscream Transformers movie coming out. You can't just pick a character and be like, Yeah, we'll give you a book, we'll give you a book, we'll give you, like Oprah, give him a comic, you get a comic, you get a comic. No, that's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. Let's see what's going on Twitter. I just showed you that guy's comic, and now he's trying to sell t-shirts. I mean, come on. This is one guy in Comicsgate. He's called Liam, or his name's Liam Gray. His book name is Xenotype. Like, look at the art. This one's really good. I'm really thinking of backing this one. Like, look how sweet that looks. It looks like a Power Ranger. If you back it, like, you get like stickers, posters, and stuff. This is the future of comics. It's not just selling these shitty, like, 22-page story floppy comics that Ethan Van Sciver calls them cat spankers. You gotta sell something. Look how freaking sick that is. And these books are all, 50, 100 pages, and it's volume 1, and then you can go to volume 2. The creators interact with you in a good way, so, we don't need these shitty people at Marvel that, like, chastise you if you didn't vote for them. Like, there was literally an employee at Marvel in 2016 that posted on Twitter that we will remember those who voted for Donald Trump, as in political discrimination. Not talking about me or like something like some average person. She's talking about people in her own business, in her own industry, who doesn't believe the way they believe. Somebody who's pro-life instead of pro-abortion. They have no idea how to talk to these people, because those left-wing comic book pros are in a bubble. They're completely in a bubble. They only interact with each other. Like, there's a whole other world out there that they aren't aware of.
Young Felix Spence
Take a look at this.
Life like any other citizen of Vangloria. Through a twist of fate, this wannabe comic book artist is thrust into a whirlwind of reality-shattering secrets. Now, with the power to rewrite his own DNA, Felix adopts the name Esther and places his life on the line to protect all that he loves.
Bruh. As Maisie Lucas would say, bruh. That looks awesome. I'm probably going to back it on Thursday when we get paid. So, yeah, that's the video for today. Like, Diamond Comics. You're in a rough place, but there's life after your floppy comic book store comics. It's on IndieGoGo. Check out IndieGoGo.com. And, yeah, that's the video. Please like the video. Please rewatch. This is a live stream. Probably nobody was even live with me, but that's okay. You can still watch it on YouTube. And please subscribe to my channel. I do daily content. I'm a member of Comicsgate. I love what we're doing with Comicsgate. I've been following Comicsgate since like 2017, before you boys Zach kind of blew up. And then I saw Ethan Van Sciver's original videos that sucked, but then he started, he was basically kicked out of the business. So, and then he started his account, and he was getting on the Star Wars videos, then he got in the comic videos, and then it blew up. I mean, Comicsgate has blown up in 3 years, and it'd be fun to see